Thumbtack makes it easy to care for your home. Download the Thumbtack app and start caring for your home today.
At your next big event, everything needs to feel just right. From the presentation to the products, Fort Imprint provides outstanding branded gear, guaranteed to show up sharp and right on time. Visit fortimprint.com. For Imprint, for certain.
Just back a sword. Let's go! Ice. Hot. Ice works fast, heat makes it last. Icy hot. You're so back.
To be a pet parent is to be human. Sometimes we feel guilty, even when it's for their own good. It's not always a walk in the park. That's why more and more pet people rely on Hills, with scientifically proven formulas to give more love than humanly possible. Because you're only human loves Hills. Science does more.
In a verifiably fabricated survey, 9 out of 10 dentists loathe Toyota's all-electricity Z. But where's case number 10? Let's get across the wheel. Dentist number 10 says she wouldn't buy a battery electric vehicle. Maybe she didn't know driving a Toyota BZ would be more fun than thinking. It's official. One drive can change your mind. Toyota, let's go places.
The story of
Fuck yeah. Skakel in the house. Hope you guys are doing well. Woo! Just a late night Earlverse here. And we be chilling right now. Just got back from the gym. And I'm doing all right, Jenna. Had to deal with some doxing stuff tonight, which is new to me, but such is the internet, I guess. So AC/DC in the house. This won't be a terribly long stream, but we'll have some fun. Let's try and have some fun in here, and have a good time. No drama stream for Mr. Skakel. I mean, I'm definitely disassociating myself from the Perry world, because it's all from that world. So, what are you going to do? I mean, I thought I was adding to it, but, I'm good. I'm good on that. So, just an unfortunate part of the internet, I suppose. Well, I mean, I'm not really familiar with that world, so I thought, I'll come in here and, I'll get some new fans. Like Yonder Wizard, he brought in close to 1,000 fans last night in my stream. Not one dox, not one troll. So it's just probably best I stick with his crowd. And, you live and learn, I suppose. But, what up, Grady? Grady in the house. Lois is eating behind me, so if you hear some gobbling going on, that's exactly what it is. And, drink your energy drink and pipe down. You got it, boss. But, I'm a little tired, so I needed a little energy tonight to drink something with some juice in it so I could, do a nice tight stream for you kids. believe, I think I left my laundry on. Oof, this wasn't great for back scratching, so you guys are going to be in the dark for 2 seconds. I apologize for that, but this laundry machine, it be making a lot of noise, and it's distracting to me. But hopefully we've just remedied that situation in the bud. All right. It's cold gin time again. You know you'll always win. Cold gin time again. It keeps us together. Do 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 do. It's time to leave and get another quart around the corner at the liquor store. You know, this is gonna sound crazy, but I actually like the version of cold gin with Vinnie Vincent and Eric Carr on the drums and the electronic guitar, if you know what I'm saying. What do I make on a night like this? I mean, not much, to be completely honest with you. I mean, I think last night I made $20. But, you know, where I'm starting to make the money is, you know, the more people that watch the stream, you know, the more views I get. And, you know, I'm not making thousands of dollars yet, but, you know, I'm, you know, making $400 a month, which, you know, isn't a tremendous amount of money, but, you know, helps pay for things, I guess. No, it's good. It's good. It's faster than the Peter and Ace version. But you know, I'm an '80s kid. I wasn't, you know, when I really started listening to music, it was more '80s based, like mid '80s. So I mean, $20, you know, it's, you know, for an hour's work. You know, do I wish I got paid a little more? Yeah, of course. But you know, it adds up. You know, $20 a day, $40 a day. You know, that's $800 a month, $1,000 a month. You know, it's not. You know, it's an extra 10 to 12 grand a year if that keeps up. So I'll take it. And you know, it's gas money or whatever. Can't say it pays my taxes, but because in California I get taxed on my taxes. So, you know, it's just nice to get a few bucks for your time and effort. Not that this stream takes a lot of effort. It's just me hitting record and I talk to you guys, but well, I mean, I want people to come in here. Maybe they've seen my stand-up comedy, and well, I'm already in Cali, so what up, AW? You know, I might pay for a small advertising campaign, you know, on YouTube or Instagram or something. Earl, you're the best, man. You know, I'm doing my best. If that makes me the best, then I'm okay with that. A. Thompson, Roxanne, you don't have to. Roxanne, thank you for the hearts. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the subscriptions. Need an accountant. I got an accountant. Unfortunately, every time I call her, it costs me money. So I'm good on calling her about that. Well, on paper, they should win. I mean, the scary thing is, they're going to probably try and improve the team. Now, I don't know how they can do that, but, um, you could probably maybe say they can get a fifth starter. I mean, they don't really need much. I mean, uh, maybe a designated hitter, but that probably will fall on Otani. I mean, I had heard from a reliable source that the Dodgers tried to make a play for Trout. Um, I don't know about that, Edie. I mean, where the fuck would Trout? I mean, you'd obviously find a spot in the lineup for Trout, but I don't know, man. Like, it's just like, um, yeah, of course, you got to play the games. I mean, it's not like the Blue Jays got blown out. I would say, 2 to 3 games were razor thin margin. So, I could think maybe you could get well-rounded knowledge. That's why I don't know what FW pop means. Well, I'm just saying that's what I heard through the grapevine, that they had made an inquiry into Trout. But the problem with the Dodgers now is they basically have no farm system. I mean, they've made trade after trade after trade, free agents after free agents. So, like, they're they don't have a lot to trade unless they trade, someone off their roster. Um, I mean, I don't know. No, I mean, the gambling thing is the big problem, and probably all sports. Um, I think Trout's obviously not in his prime anymore, but an 80% Mike Trout is better than 95% of the players in the league. Plus, you figured he just wants to win, man, and he's probably so downtrodden that he would welcome the opportunity to play anywhere. Uh, no, these are my current prescription. They're trifocals. So they do me well. They do me well, to be honest with you. I don't know what that means, Edie. I don't know what that means. So, yeah, I'm not sure what to tell you. And the Padres aren't bad. I mean, I don't know how you go about beating the Dodgers. I mean, their pitching staff, you've probably got, not since the Atlanta Braves when they had Maddox, Smoltz, and Glavine, has there been a team that's got like 3 or 4 legit Cy Young contenders. And they just blast through the payroll tax. So, I mean, it's not unfair. I mean, they make a lot of money, but they spend a lot of money. I mean, the Angels spend a lot of money. It's not like the Angels have a small payroll, but they just, I don't know. They don't really seem to know where to spend it. I mean, you've got the 2 best players in the game for 6 years, Otani and Trout, and you can't get in the playoffs. Yeah, I mean, a trollmonger. I'm not, I'm sure there's maybe another example, but like, I don't think that those 3 you just mentioned come close to Maddox, Smoltz, and Glavine, or Otani, Yamamoto, and I don't really follow baseball, but like, so I don't know who the Dodgers pitching staff is, but I mean, Zito was a great pitcher. And Hudson was too, and Mulder as well, but that Atlanta Braves starting, and I forget who their closer was, but they had a great closer as well. So, um, it'll be interesting, to see. It's an arms race now. So, and the Dodgers aren't done. That's the fucking scary thing. They don't care about the payroll tax. So, um, I mean, it's just an amazing lineup from 1 to 9. But the Blue Jays were right there. So if the Blue Jays can maybe get one more starting pitcher and maybe get Guerrero a little bit of help, they're right there. So it should be a very interesting offseason. It'll be interesting to see what the Angels do. The new coach and I don't know. I mean. It's and San Diego's right there. I mean, they're always giving the Dodgers a good run for the money. There is a salary tax, so if you go over a certain amount, you have to pay a luxury tax. And I think the Dodgers it's like a tiered luxury tax system, and the Dodgers are like, I mean, their payrolls, and I mean, look at the Game 7. The starting pitcher has a $750 million contract. The closing pitcher, who's normally a starter, Yamamoto, is the most expensive starter in all of baseball. Now, he doesn't really count because he does both, but like pitcher only, Yamamoto's the most expensive pitcher. So it's just like crazy. Like that, I don't think that's like, what do you do? And I think Freeman is one of the more expensive catchers. So, the battery was, I mean, I don't know how you beat them. But like I said, you got to play the games. You got to play the games. And, but he's still a $750 million player. Like, I understand he was very cool and he wanted to win. So a lot of it's deferred for a couple of years and toward the end of his career. It's almost like, Bobby Bonilla, I still think he gets like $2 or $3 million a year from the Pittsburgh Pirates. Like, that's crazy. But, I just don't know how you sell the game to small markets. How do you tell Florida Marley fans, hey, it's your year this year? How do you tell Milwaukee Brewer fans, hey, you guys are going to do it this year? So, have you ever thought of getting bald haircut? No, I got enough of my own hair where I'm happy, to be honest with you. Like hockey has I think a hard cap, and there's no payroll tax. You can't go over the cap. So, but I think basketball and baseball have like a floating cap. Yeah, but I don't want to look like The Rock. But the hockey cap goes up, and they also have a floor. So I think the floor in hockey is like $40 million. So you have to have at least $40 million in salary. It's not like you could just have like $10 million in salary and just lose and lose so you get the number 1 pick and whatnot. So what up, Selena? Skakel in the house. What up, Ted? Tim. Sorry, I called you Ted. I don't like it when people call me Eric. So, hope you're well. Good to see a familiar face in the stream. Yeah, I like the all red lighting in the Earl dungeon. Oh, they didn't kind of bought it. They bought it. But, it's not against the rules, they're not doing anything that the other, 31 teams are, they're not breaking any laws, I mean, the Angels could have done it. The Padres could have done it. I don't know. I mean, most baseball players are most baseball owners are, billionaires, and it just depends on if they want to go up against the payroll tax. All right, Tim, have a good one. I have not, to be honest with you, Buddhist priest. I've been dealing with some stuff that has put that stuff on the back burner for me, but I will, I promise. Interesting. Hit the road, drive careful, don't work too hard. Lois is telling you the same thing. So it'll be interesting. There's a lot of good free agent pitchers. I just looked it up myself, and I mean, I don't know. I'm an Angel guy. I don't know. We got so many fucking holes on that team that I don't know what I don't know what they do. So it's going to be an interesting off season for a lot of teams. And the Dodgers might have the most interesting off season because they're not going to stand pat. They're going to make a play for one big free agent. Yeah, 100%. I mean, like I said, it went 7 games. Every game was close. It's not like the Dodgers swept them and the average score was like 9-2. That in that one game where the baseball got stuck at the bottom of the fence, if that doesn't get stuck at the bottom of the fence, they tie the game and, they probably win. So it's just, I said, this World Series will be determined by whoever fucks up the least. And, that number 72, the second baseman, he made some great plays. I mean, he made some plays where, that one play where he threw the runner out at the plate where he almost slipped. I mean, that's a 50-50 play. If he slips, the game's probably over, but he didn't slip. Yeah, I mean, Ohtani's the best player I've ever seen play live. I mean, he's the real deal. I mean, he's just, and he's effortless. Yeah, I mean, it's not like the Blue Jays, like, let's go, I already looked this up, but let's get off the red vision for 1 minute. And let's look up free agents. I mean, MLB free agents. 25, 26. All right, this should be a good one. So, okay. Let's see. Okay, catchers. I mean, not the most intriguing group of catchers. First baseman. I mean, Paul Goldschmidt. He's definitely a home run guy. He's definitely someone who, on a good team would make them better. Second baseman. No one really that great. Shortstop, Miguel Rojas. I mean, he's 37. Bo Bichette's a free agent. See the Dodgers going after him. Why not? Third baseman, Kiki Hernandez, I'm sure the Dodgers will re-sign him. So it's not the greatest group of free agents, to be honest with you. Center fielders, I mean, Austin Hayes, that name strikes out at me. Or the left fielders, I'm sorry. I mean, Cody Bellinger. That's a name that kind of jumps off the plate. Kyle Tucker. I mean, not an amazing group of free agents from what I can see. Designated hitters. Yeah, Andrew McCutchen. He'd be good on on a great team. Now, here's the big one, the starting pitchers. Yeah, I mean, this is where you make the money, honey. So you've got a lot of starting pitchers, a lot of free agents. Verlander's a free agent. He'd be good on the Dodgers, fifth starter. Imagine your fifth starter is Verlander. Tyler Anderson of the Angels, would be good on a good team. Scherzer's a free agent. Jordan Montgomery's probably the prize of the class. Let me see. And then you've got, let's see, relief pitchers. You got some decent relief pitchers out there. So, I mean, it's interesting to see what teams do. I mean, a lot of new managers. The A's, are going to want to be. Do they move into their new stadium this year? EA Sports. It's in the game. The A's have a good farm system. So, the Mets, there's a lot of teams that, Kyle Schwarber, he'd be a good fit for someone. There's a lot of choices out there. All right, let's get back to the red filter, not baseball talk. And, we'll see what happens. There's a lot of, and trades, of course, I don't know who, I don't know how the Dodgers could fit anyone under the cap, but they don't seem to care about that. So, we'll see what happens. What do you think about IU football? I don't know who that is, to be honest with you. Who knows with the Red Sox? They got money. They get the pitcher, I think his name is Montgomery. He's probably the star of this year's starting pitchers. Starting pitchers are always in vogue. And, Tyler Anderson, the Angels, he's someone who's like an under-the-radar pick because he's been languishing with the Angels. But you put him on a good pitching staff, you have him be the third or fifth starter, he's going to thrive. So, it'll be very interesting. It's good, But I think we're all a little burnt out on baseball. That was the best World Series I've ever seen. Oh yeah, I don't follow college football really. I just can't keep up with all the transfers and the portals. So, it used to be you could be into USC and you'd grow with the players. But now they're there for a year and then they go to Alabama or something. So the Yankees will definitely be in the mix, and they've got money to burn through the payroll tax. It's just, do they want to do so? The time to win for Judge is now, so you got to surround him with help. That Dodger, batting order is pretty fucking impressive, to be honest with you. So, we'll see what happens. It's just one of those things that, San Diego will be better. Maybe if San Diego gets that pitcher, Montgomery, they're in the mix. And, with Tatis, he's a great player, but, you need help. He needs help. I personally, on paper, the Dodgers should win it for the next 2 years. But, you got to play the games, and there's injuries, and, it's one of those things that you can't really, count for that. Hopefully they don't. Well, whether he's a juice head or not, he's still a great player. And I do think they test. The testing is much better than when it was with Canseco and Palmero and those guys. What up? Woo! CC Motion in the house. We're just chilling in here. We'll go about another half hour. And, I don't drink, so, you know. I can't say I like PBR, to be honest with you. Nothing against it. I've never had it. I mean, listen, you look at the big market cities, they're definitely in it. Boston, New York, LA. I mean, and the Angels, if they could, they have a decent, I went to the Angel game where they beat the Dodgers and they looked great. No, I'm not on TRT. I'd look a lot better if I was, that's for sure. I don't think Tommy Lasorda was the greatest coach. I was a much bigger fan of Billy Martin, Dick Williams, Sparky Anderson. Lasorda had a lot of talent, and he didn't win, I think, as much as he should have. With the Dodgers, they weren't, the juggernaut they are now, but they should have been. I'm actually just drinking Liquid Death. Well, there's a guy on Tampa Bay, Douglas, is as big as Chara. There's also a guy on the Rangers, Matt Rempe, 6'8". Not really. I'm not a Jizzy Pearl hater. I actually like Jizzy Pearl when he was a singer and rap for a hot minute. But I bought one of, what up, Andreas? I bought one of Chara's sticks, and it was probably 4 inches above my head, and I'm 6 feet. So his sticks, and it was like an octagonal shaft. It wasn't like a regular hockey stick shaft. So I do remember the band Crocus, Midnight Maniac. That's the only song of theirs I know, to be completely honest with you. Yes, welcome, Andrea. We welcome Germany in the house. I'm sorry, Bear, I'm tired. It is 12:45. Kingdom Come was a little too hardcore for me. But I liked, now I'm not zooted, I'm straight edge, baby. Scary Terry, I am straight edge. So, oh really? How much did you get for it, AC/DC? Best pitcher of my generation, I gotta go Roger Clemens. But Pedro Martinez, is definitely in the discussion. Earl, who would you prefer as an overall? To be honest with you, I'd rather have Messier. Good for you. Messier had that. Mariano Rivera. Clemens, I'm trying to think. Doc Gooden. No, there's a lot of funny West Coast comics, but when you talk about West Coast comics and East Coast comics, for example, Steph Tolev, she's from Toronto. So technically, she's an East Coast comic, but she lives in California. So she's really a West Coast comic. Um, I mean, I'll say this. Um, I think that, East Coast, like New York, basically, you're asking me New York versus LA. I think that New York comedy is a lot more serious. Like, they're in it for the joke structure, where in LA, it's a little more performative. Like, you look at some of the Instagram hoes who get stage time at certain clubs in LA, they would never get stage time in New York. Um, yeah, I mean, Tom Seaver was a great pitcher. J.R. Richard, Nolan Ryan. I mean, it's hard to say one pitcher in particular is the best. I mean, Nolan Ryan would be my choice for the best. Um, so, it's just, um, you know. Well, I mean, Mark Messier he brought in a a physical play that Gretzky and Lemieux didn't. So, he'd run through you, he'd spear you, and then he'd score a goal. Um, I mean, Nolan put up some pretty impressive numbers. I mean, J.R. Richard, he was a great pitcher briefly. Um, and then, Bob Gibson, that's a little bit before my time. But, so, yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, I don't know. I don't know anything about that, but I could see Steph being confused. That as a lot of people are with Holtzman's act. They don't know if he's kidding or. I mean, Gibson was basically like the Nolan Ryan of his generation. Oh. I mean, it's tough. I'm on the fence with Pete Rose. I mean, obviously, on playing ability alone, he should be in the Hall of Fame. My problem with Rose is that, people say, well, he didn't bet on the Reds to lose, so he should be in. But here's the thing, and I use this scenario, um, that, the Reds' best pitcher at the time Rose was managing them was Tom Browning. He was this great left-hander. And, let's say the Reds are up 2-1, Browning's getting a little tired, but Rose doesn't trust Tom Hume or John Franco, so he has Browning close out the game. So Browning probably pitches another inning or two, maybe another 30 to 40 pitches that he probably shouldn't have pitched, and they win the game. So no harm, no foul. The Reds won the game. Rose bet on the Reds to win. But then the next game, Browning has what they call dead arm, which is basically your arm feels numb, and he gets fucking lit up. Well, I think Rose had kind of something directly to do with that. But, it's tough. I mean, the Hall of Fame is filled with scumbags. I mean, Ty Cobb was a racist. 100% Newport Nolan Ryan. So it's no. I mean, I'm saying Viking on stats alone. Yeah, he should be in the Hall of Fame. So. Sorry, Andre. I'm just a little tired tonight. My bad. My bad. But thank you for coming in. Hit the subscribe button if you can. And so when I go live again, you can come on in. Enjoy the. You got to figure it's almost 1 o'clock for me, 1 a.m. But I do apologize. So, you know. Well, I just think that, like I said, I think the Tom Browning example I gave, um, is the perfect example of, even though he didn't bet on them to lose, he, how he overused certain players on the scene. Like if Barry Larkin had a pulled hamstring and he made Larkin play, and then, the next game Larkin makes an error that cost him the game. That's Rose's managerial tactics kind of, coming into play on the outcome of a game. So, but, there's known cheaters in the Hall of Fame. Don Sutton doctored baseballs. Gaylord Perry threw spitballs. Ferguson Jenkins threw spitballs. So, George Brett corked his bat. The league itself corked the balls in the dead ball era to get more home runs. So, it's hard. Dave Parker should have been in the Hall of Fame, but, because he was involved in the cocaine stuff, they put him in eventually, but the guy died, before he even could, see it, which is really sad. So, yeah, I am chugging Liquid Death. Thank you very much. They are not a sponsor. Maybe they would like to be. And, excuse me, guys. Yeah, Denny McLain, with the gambling thing. He put up one of I think it's the greatest season ever, 31 wins, was it, with Detroit? So, I'm trying to think. There's so many great pitchers. Phil Niekro. Listen, not the sexiest looking guy in the world, and certainly he looked like he had the body of a cashier at an overnight truck stop. But, that knuckleball was pretty fucking impressive. Yeah, Ruth was no angel. He was a drunk womanizer. But, once again, and, he had an advantage of not playing against the Negro League players. I think that helped. And I'm not saying he wasn't a great player, but, if he had to go up against Satchel Paige 6-7 times a year, it would have been interesting to see how that would have gone. And, I'm sorry, guys. We're going to call this episode The Yawner. What you saying, Skakel Brew? Yes, it's a different time all over the world. It's 1 a.m. here. So, that's why I'm a little more tired. I had a tough workout. And, you had other secondary pitchers. Like, I'm trying to think. Bert Blyleven. Good night. I'm going to call you Dog. Satchel Paige, would have been interesting to see how he did against, major league pitching. Trying to think of some other Louis Tiant, a great 70s pitcher. Sandy Koufax, Don Drysdale. We could go on and on. Bo Hopkins, that's an interesting. Maddox. Glavine. And Glavine was drafted in the 5th round of the NHL draft by the LA Kings, baby. So, can you imagine if he would have just concentrated solely on baseball those early years of college development? Yeah, I think the knuckleball, Wakefield pitched a long time. Man, I'm really fading fast. I'm trying to think who else. What other great pitchers are. I mean, the Goose. Uh, I love some of those late 70s, early 80s pitchers. I mean, there were some fucking maniacs in the league. Al Raboski, Joaquin Andahar, I mean, Mario Soto. Okay, I'm not familiar with Bo Hopkins. I thought you meant the actor. Um, so I'm trying to think of some other pitchers from when I was a kid. Um, Raleigh Fingers, one of the greatest. Dennis Eckersley. I don't know if I would say Dennis Eckersley was one of the great pitchers, but certainly a very good pitcher for his time. Randy Johnson, I don't think I don't think Babe Ruth could hit Randy Johnson. That's what always interests me is like how would baseball players of yesterday do against players like Randy Johnson? Like, that would be interesting. Could Roger Maris hit J.R. Richard? So it would be very interesting. I was doing a gig called Giggles and Jiggles. It's at the Hustler Club in Beverly Hills. Now, I don't think the Arizona Diamondbacks were aware that there was also going to be comedy that night. Apparently, they had just lost 12-1 to the Dodgers. So they came in, beautiful stripper on, and then I remember Randy Johnson sat in the front row, and they just looked pissed. And then the MC, like, hey, give it up for your first comic, Earl Skakel. And man, they were not happy. I don't know about that, Lawrence. You can ask for advice. I don't know. It's tough, what's your advice, baby? Jenna, can we ban him just permanently? Thank you. Seeing a lady, she's older than me, plus she's married. Well, I would highly suggest not dating a married woman because let me tell you, one day the husband's going to find out. They always do. They always slip up, and you could get killed. So, because either is that how you ban people? You just hide them. You don't really ban them. You hide them. Because I can't deal with the trolls anymore. I just can't. Well, I also think, you take a player who wasn't like great, but was pretty good. Like, take a player like George Foster, 52 home runs in the mid 70s. How would he do against Babe Ruth, the pitcher, in the 20s and 30s? Or you take a player like Ron Gant. How would he do? Glenn Bragg. Guys who were okay players in the 2000s, but how would they do in the 20s? Well, I mean, you are a bad person because she's married. Now, it's on her too, and especially if you know the husband, it's pretty shitty of you, to be honest with you. But I guarantee you, because here's the thing, in that kind of a situation, the husband will find out. They always do. Just like the wives always found out the husband's cheating. They act differently. There's a decrease in sex because they're fucking you instead of them. And the husband's going to put 2 and 2 together. Now, myself, I've cheated and I've been cheated on. So I know how the signs work both ways. Um, I'm not sure. I haven't been in a grade room, classroom, and it's been a minute. So you're just always gonna get caught, and a lot of times the wife will tell the husband, "Well, I'm fucking someone else," and you know him, and then you're fucked. So it's just there's too much emotion, and especially since you know the husband, he'll kill you, bro. I mean, I was dating this girl, and this is many years ago, 20 years ago or whatever. Now, she didn't tell me she was married. So there's a situation like that. So, and, we hung out a lot. It was basically just fucking. And, you know, one day I call her house and some older dude answered. And he was pissed. And I'm like, hey, this lady has since passed away. But I'm like, hey, is Yvonne there? You ever call this house again, I'll kill you. So I'm going to tell you what happened, because she was kind of a drunk. They probably got into a fight. And she probably said, well, I'm fucking this younger guy, and his dick is twice as big as yours, or something like that. Well, the odds are you're going to get killed if the husband finds out. So I just, it's just not, no pussy is worth it. So, it's just not. Well, I don't care where you met her, bro. I'm telling you what to do. I'd call it off. But, you do what you want to do. It's just, nothing good is going to come from it. There's plenty of single girls out there. There's plenty of divorced girls out there. So, yeah, it's just not. Trust me, the husband will find out. Either he'll be smart, he'll be very intuitive and go, wait a minute. And she might do something sexually that she's doing with you with the husband, and the husband will be like, wait a minute, she's never done that before. That's going to raise his red flags. She's going to text a lot in front of the husband to you. That's going to raise a red flag. I tell you, bro, I know what I'm talking about. Trust me, I've been on both sides of the fence. I knew an ex was cheating on me, was increased texting. She'd go upstairs to talk, which she never did before. So if the girl you're fucking is doing that in front of her husband, like say she goes upstairs now and she gets a phone call and she didn't do that before, he's going to know something's up. And he's going to follow her to your house or wherever you guys are fucking, and he's going to kill you. So, don't wear the trans type kind of, I don't know what that means, Viking. I understand you usually, Viking, but that's a weird one for me. Well, nor are men, to be honest. Women and men are both stupid when it comes to cheating, because you get lazy. And sometimes you want to get caught. You almost want your partner to find out. Yeah, fuck you. This is going to hurt your feelings so much. I'm going to get sloppy. And then you're going to get really hurt. Well, I mean, I don't know your past. And, and you might be being used, By the way, you should really super chat me for this information. I mean, this is not a therapy stream. AI typing on the. Oh no, all good, all good. She might be using you to get to him. Like she wants to get caught, and then you get caught. They get back together, and you get the shit beat out of you. So, and both men and women are stupid in that regard. I've been caught every time I was cheating, every single time. You know, because you just get lazy. And I'm not the smartest guy in the world, to be honest with you. Lord knows, I've never said that. But um, I notice things too. I mean, I play dumb, kiss and hockey and wrestling, but I'm actually pretty smart. Not book smart. I'll never be book smart. Um, but I notice things. I notice everything. I'm like a coyote. I hear everything. I see everything. So, like in the one situation where I was getting cheated on, I just could sense it. She'd get a phone call, she'd go upstairs. She'd get a text, she'd point the phone away from me. When she got a phone call, when things were going great between us, she'd put it on speaker so I could see who she was talking to. Um, so when she started going upstairs, I was like, oh man, that's weird. And, so I would highly suggest stop doing it. I've never had a sugar mama, to be honest with you. Um, do it, AC/DC, do it. Um, I mean, I've dated one girl who I don't know if I would say she had more money than me, but she almost was a sugar mama. Almost. I mean, she drove a Porsche. She's very successful in her business. And, let's just say she liked what I provided. I mean, I try and avoid women with kids, and I'm probably missing out on some great girls, but um, it's a, I don't know if I'd say a pet peeve, but I'm not going to spend money on someone else's kid. So if I'm dating a girl and she wants to take her kid to Disneyland, and I'm the boyfriend, and I got to pay $139 for him instead of the fucking father of the kid, I just have a problem with that. So that's why I try and avoid women with kids. Um, so, well, I mean, before we leave, uh, you got a lot of red flags with this babe kid. I'd never dated Heather Locklear. And after Tommy Lee, I don't know if I mean, I got a big dick, but I don't think I could please a girl. She dated Tommy Lee before me. If you know what I'm saying. Earl Skakel in the house. I'll be at the Comedy Store this Saturday night, midnight. Thank you very much. And I hope you guys, if you're in LA, come check it out. I'll give you a tour of the facilities. And, we'll just have a gay old time. No, I live in Los Angeles. I go to Austin, Texas every now and then, but I probably won't go for a very long time. So many people ahead of me in line. We'll go 5 more minutes, guys. 5 more minutes. Well, it's not, I'm sure I'm missing out on one really cool girl with a kid, but I just, there's a really cool girl at my yoga class, and I could tell she has a crush on me or whatever you want to call it, but she also has a kid that is completely her world. So if we go on vacation, I got to buy a plane ticket for her and the kid. Oh, have the husband pay for it, or not the husband, but have the father pay for it. Why am I paying for the vacation? But that's just how I do it. That's how I feel. And like I said, I'm sure I'm losing out on a lot of cool girls who have a kid. But it's just a line in the sand for me. Well, I don't want to take the kid out, but that's a little aggressive. But hey, hit the like and subscribe button. That's not aggressive. You got 4 minutes to hit the like and subscribe button. What up, Greg Vaughn in the house? Well, I just don't. It's not my job to find him a dad, So, I mean, kids are expensive. So, and if the relationship goes into deep waters, you're talking high school, college. I mean, that's, my high school, Notre Dame High, I think it's like 25 grand a year. That's a fucking high school. So, yeah, 4 minutes. I'm a 4-minute man. Fuck yeah. So we got a good group in here tonight. I'm happy. I'm in Indiana. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, 100% AC/DC. It's just, it's just a constant reminder of their past and their mistake. So I don't want to see that. But, it's, some people don't mind it. And I know a lot of cool girls, single girls with kids, a kid or two or whatever. And it's like, damn, you're cute, but I just can't. I'm not going to pay for your mistakes or mistake or whatever. I mean, Smashing Pumpkins, I never got into them, although I did see them. I think they opened up for Kiss Halloween night. That was the 3D concert, and they were dressed as the Beatles. I believe that was 1998 at Dwyer Stadium. So, all right, kids, we got 2 more minutes. Get your last-minute questions in. Thank you for tuning in. Late night. Looks like tonight we will not get the Under Wizard bump. So, there you go. Thank you, Jenna, for Jenna and AC/DC holding it down, the moderation duties. And thank you all for just being good streamers. And I like to do this as I end my stream tonight. And it is 1:12 in the AM. Let me see who else is live right now. I'm going to assume Pat Dixon is live. He's a late night streamer. Let's see here. Let's see here. Let's see who's live right now. Whew, I don't see a lot of people live right now, so interesting. I am horribly unsavvy in tech, but I'm trying to get better. And yeah, boy, there's really you go live from Las Vegas, 2,500 people watching planes take off. That makes me want to blow my fucking brains out. But what can I do? Until tomorrow, guys, I love you all. If you have not done so, hit the like and subscribe button. See you tomorrow.